Well, I cleaned my fucking apartment, finally. First time in almost 10 months. Uh, yeah, it had a layer of brown grime everywhere. That's what it costs to be great, I guess. So, yeah. It really is like, do you need a mop? No, you need a bucket and a rag. Because you just step on the rag and wipe it back and forth with your feet. I'll do it. You need a bigger broom than I have, though. Vacuum cleaner? Vacuum cleaners suck. I've had so many vacuum cleaners stop working or just like not pick up enough to be worth it. Um, Way better to have a smooth surface, no carpet, to be able to wipe it down. So, yeah. And I found out my new power supply, the one I got yesterday. It does recharge my scooter. I took it up a few percentages just testing it. Didn't lose a bar of battery. So, does this mean that I can like play games and then hook it up at the end of the day? I think it does. I think it means that I can take some solar power and transform it into vehicle juice, which is all I was asking for. I mean, here's what I want for an electric vehicle. I want something that's like basically the Ford vans, there's like Ford, I think it's an F 150 van, cargo van style. That style of body, maybe a little bigger so you can stand up. Basically, a bare metal tube. That's all I want. And for that to have, like, if it can have electric motors on the wheels, just like my electric scooter does. My scooter doesn't have a motor and a chain. There's like that force where you put electricity through something, it spins. That's all you need. That's a ton of power. You don't need a combustion engine and a drive shaft and a transmission. You don't need that at all. If I was running America, I would make the call to transition immediately into these electric type vehicles. Yeah, cancel the penny, do holographic money. Here's what I would do. I would do a deal with like Mexico, Canada, USA, Europe, and China called Holographic Money Overhaul that does a basic income for all, the most generous basic income ever. Um, and it's a cool basic income because your life gets put on it. So it's like the AI gives you a certificate of what you did as like a time and space thing. There's a privacy money too, where if you don't want that, you can have it general about anything. So yeah, it replaces, you don't need a trillion copies of this guy. You can have a picture of your life as each individual bill. So no cents, no decimal. It starts at each picture is a holographic dollar. And then that's the trading resource. It's scarce because of the outvent. The outvent's a spot auction. Spaceship seats, um, you know, land, anything that's competitive, maybe even seats on planes. Maybe a spot auction would be good seats on planes. If the plane's not full, it's not more expensive. If the plane is filling up, yeah. So, and what happens with all the spot auctions is the money disappears. So it's not the people, like, obviously the only people who run spot auctions is like public, like government or whatever. So, but yeah, I'm super happy. I was thinking about getting rid of this scooter. I was literally earlier today, I was gonna do an advertisement to try to sell it, but this little camping battery recharges it. This thing's great. It has a ton of power. Absolutely, it could refill my phone like 20, 30 times. Um, and it gets a full charge in a day of sunlight. That's the other key thing is I have this other solar panel battery combo. This solar panel does not charge one of these batteries in a day. It'll charge like half the battery in a day. So this one's awesome. A solar panel to a full battery charge. That's spectacular. That's really good. Some of the things that I'm going to struggle to get rid of are like rugs, my shelves. I'm thinking there's this little like flat piece of concrete out back where they used to park a Conex or whatever. I'm thinking about dragging my shelves out there and stacking my shelves out back when I leave and just putting like a free tag on there. Free, no homeless people, because someone with a grocery cart's gonna be like, "Oh, this, I need this." No, you don't. You don't have a fucking outlet. What are you gonna use a hedge trimmer for? You know, chaos. So yeah, I'm definitely bothered by U.S. Housing standards. These giant wooden homes that have all these huge problems. There should be like an ultra simple style of home that's easy to mass produce. I liked the bubble home. I thought the bubble home was really cool. This is what you do with the bubble home. You inflate a bag, right? It's this big house template. So you inflate a bag like one of those jumping castles. And then you lay steel rivets over the top. And then what you do is you anchor those steel rivets. It takes like a day. And then you spray all that with, they say concrete, I say foam, some type of expanding foam. I would like to have the steel rivets exposed to my eyes so I could stick magnets on them. Magnetic storage is great. You don't need to put a nail in the wall, put a magnet on it. Magnets are permanent. So here's something proving free energy is possible. You know how it's like with every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If I were to continuously push on something, it would, in a way, be an essence of continuous energy. And so, if a magnet pulling against something is constantly applying pressure, then that's a form of continuous energy. Crystals generate electricity when struck. Is there a way to constrict or magnetize a crystal so it always makes energy? I guarantee there is. I guarantee there's techniques of getting the things in nature to give you energy, like those coins, those nickel coins that they decay to copper. And while they're doing that, they produce voltage. So you have this, it's basically a permanent battery, which is where we're getting close to. Right now, we've got a grid. There's wires upon wires everywhere, and single generators, which are pretty much magnets moving through copper, is the way we get electricity. So it's got to convert something into something else. And we're going to leave that phase. We're going to leave that phase and we're going to go into this is the object that makes energy. It's not burning a fuel, it itself releases. And I believe it's like, how the sun works. They say they know how it works. I doubt them. I bet they have no clue. Um, yeah. If you're making a gamble, does humanity know something, or is humanity full of shit? I'm guessing you could usually guess they don't know anything, and they're finding it out and be right most of the time. So, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm super excited. This battery charges my scooter. I was thinking about getting rid of it, but now I won't. I don't have to. And it's an off road scooter. It's designed to be on trails. So now it's like during the day I can lock up and go on a trail ride. It's going to be fun. Trails aren't bad. Oh, there's some cool ones. I know, like, there's a lot of areas I might be around, like, maybe like LA around the winter again. LA during COVID was great. I went up to LA during COVID. It was so quiet, nobody was out. So many nice, obedient people hide when LA is super nice. Um, yeah, nice to me. So I wish I'd been an actor. I've got the face for it and the temperament for it, but my parents had different desires, and a lot of it was like money. It's like, you assume the actor or the celebrity is the most popular and best person they could find for that, right? And the truth is the opposite. They just have money. They can buy meetings, they can buy publishing, they can buy advertisements. I've dabbled in putting money toward my success, It looked great. I had amazing responses, right? And the thing is the internet landlord trolls, they don't want to give anything away for free, and so they require their fucking fee, right? And I've often wondered, why is that? And I think it comes down to how money is designed. Yeah, when they make money, how do they make it? You owe it. When they print money, they say that the money is representing things they've taken from the people, right? And that they want you to, they do that as a debt. You owe them. And then they pay it off with taxes. Is every time you move the money, some of it goes back to them, and that represents them paying off the money they created, which is it's a broken system. These people do give anorexics laxatives. They don't give a shit. So, yeah, a slaver will freaking deny food to make them work harder. You're going to miss your rations if you don't get done what I want done. I was a soldier. I had many, many days where I worked out as hard as what other people wanted. It's one of the reasons I'm fucking disabled now. It is. Like, they freaking, here, you have to wear this heavy weight, and we're doing 14 miles. Well, I was limping for 5 days after that, and now my fucking leg is permanently ruined. You know? And, yeah. I'm lucky in that I lived in a culture that saw that. I mean, I would have been luckier if we had basic income. That's one of the reasons I support basic income. Is I'm like, save those kids. I would rather kids. It wouldn't it be cute? Okay, maybe they still have to go to school, but they would have photos of them getting educated. There would be pictures of them proving they're not losers, proving they're interesting. Like when they're talking to someone, it shouldn't be like sabotage your money, which this government would do. This government would publish money to humiliate you, but it should be like inspiring. Like they told a joke and everyone laughed. It should show you being funny and have people in the background laughing, right? It should be like, this is when they, did this. This is when they kicked a goal or whatever it was. And then that's a collectible, especially if you go on to have like a successful life. Oh yeah, that's one of their kid money. It's when they did that. Yeah, holographic money is a great idea. All major transactions from spot auctions, each holographic dollar is worth one, but you can trade individual holographic dollars for other holographic dollars if you have a rare event. A celebrity person did something amazing and it's captured on this dollar. That's worth a lot. It's a great idea. It's going to help with security and stuff. Maybe the backdrop is they're not quite ready for that yet. I don't know if they have an AI that really knows what's happening yet, or they do. It's the governments, it's the secret governments. So yeah, it's just like, to me, forensically, every religion does male genital mutilation. It's an easy idea to come to. What if we knife the baby boys, then I'll get more girlfriends? It's pretty much dummy 101. I'm sure almost every beginning civilization has gone through that. Um, but the problem that I have with it is there's no evidence they got rid of the people doing that. There's only evidence they're not done yet, right? There's only evidence they have not lost or been identified yet. We're still living in the lies they told us like they're real. It's a huge issue for me socially. Like, what am I going to do but fight them? See, I'm super stoked that I have my scooter because now I can charge it and then drive into town and get off and ride around and throw my fucking money. Because the scooter is like, you can't toss money out of a car, maybe Skid Row, but like you can't toss money out of a car window and get trampled, but your scooter can go through alleys, sidewalks, backwalks, all these places, and that's where people go. And so yeah, I've had one person ever try to stop me, and it's because I was driving through the bar district, and he, I think, was a drunk person. He's like, pick that up. Kept saying that, pick that up. Since him, I have freaking pepper spray. I had fucking gauntleted gloves. If he had started something, I would have won a fight. He just ran after me yelling. But when I used to stamp on it, fuck you, pedo trash, that's what I used to stamp on it. One person had mailed some back where it was like, they crossed out the word pedo. They didn't agree with that. They gave the money back. They're like, crossed out the word pedo and genital. So I'm not calling them pedo trash to make up an insult to be mean. It's really meant to be a specific, like, critique, like, you R word kids. The problem sucks. Who wants to live here? If you don't complain about the things that bother you, they'll go on. I know they told you not to complain and be positive, but and the reason they said that is they wanted their lies to persist. They lied about divinity and truth to bamboozle everyone. That's the truth. So, anyway, I've talked enough. I'm very happy my portable solar battery charges my scooter up. It's a big deal. So.